Good morning. Welcome in. It is Tuesday, February 3rd. Tuesday, February 3rd, and we are 90 days out from May 4th. Your DTD2 this week, you are calling your C's and your K's. You're texting your I's. Why do we use that? It's just another acronym. It's so confusing. I mean, I understand it's another acronym. Agreed. DTD2, do the database too. Simple tool to keep you moving through your entire database so you're talking to everyone at least once. I mean, it depends. You could be doing it more than that. But the recommendation from the person who invented the tool, Steve Schlueter, MAPS coach, it's from a great class called Never Ending Referrals. And it's just a way to make sure that you're not cherry picking your calls. And everyone's guilty of that. I can call this individual and I know it'll be an easy call and I won't bring up business. We have other stuff to talk about. And here's the thing. I don't want you to lead with business. That's not the point of the call. The point of the call is to stay connected with them and continue to nurture the relationship. All right. There's a great movie. I don't know how old it is now. It's old enough. But if you go back, I think it's called 13 Days. And it's all about the Cuban Missile Crisis. And there's a scene where Bobby Kennedy, who is the Attorney General at the time, is sitting with one of the representatives from Russia, and I forget who it was. And they're meeting at the consulate, and it's all in the shadows, and it's going on behind the scenes. The whole world's on edge. And the line that I think is expressed to the character who plays Bobby Kennedy from the representative from Brezhnev is, once diplomacy ends, the war will begin. And it's not that we're going to get into a fight with people that we're not talking to, right? But the relationship is the conversation. The conversation is the relationship. That's directly from Susan Scott, Fierce Conversations. So it's wild when we get caught up in our feelings. If we help somebody buy a house a few years ago or 5 years ago or 8 years ago, and then we drive by and we see somebody else's sign in the yard and we haven't spoken to them since the closing table or maybe a few days after, that we have the audacity, that's the word for it, the audacity to be upset that they worked with somebody else. So that's what this is. It's just cover for us to make sure that we are staying connected to the people that we care about. Even if that person wasn't unmet before you transacted with them, I trust over the time during the transaction, you built a relationship. And why not stay in touch? And that's what the recommendation is. That's what the DTD2 is. Are you calling them at least once every 90 days? Even if you're leaving a message, it's better than not reaching out. If you're doing an event and you're sending out postcards to invite people to the event and they never RSVP and they don't show up to the event for years and then they suddenly show up, it's because you kept asking. And I'm never, ever, 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 because I say this to people all of the time, we cannot tell each other how to feel. So I'm not telling you not to feel hurt when things don't go a certain way. I'm not saying that at all. I will ask you as your coach and your friend to park your ego, though. Because that'll be the thing that always gets in the way. That might be the reason you're not picking up the phone. And does it have to be the phone? No. Are you grabbing the phone to call or text or, anything, quite honestly? Whatever you're doing to induce more conversations. That's why I just said it's Tuesday, February 3rd, and it's 90 days out from May 4th. Tomorrow will be 90 days out from Cinco de Drinko. If you're inclined to have a margarita and you can't afford a margarita on May 5th, you can go all the way back to today and tomorrow and be like, what was my face doing 90 days ago that put me in the predicament that every dollar I have is going towards bills? And this is just an honest conversation. I'm not trying to pick a fight. If I'm picking a fight, have at it. My job as your coach is to challenge the way you think. Not to tell you what to think, but to ask you to think differently. Is there something in 2025 that you maybe let slip through the cracks and you're like, you know what? It's not going to happen in 2026. Well, it is now month 2 of 2026. Are you doing that thing? And it could be anything. It could be personal, professional, something that fills your heart, something that makes you happy, something that creates joy for you. There's a story that Gary tells. I don't know what it's from. Great story. I'm sure it's borrowed. And the dad basically told his son, hey, tomorrow I'm not going to be at the office. I'm going to take the day off. We'll have the whole day together. And the boy is over the moon, so excited. So the next morning, the boy gets up. He's up earlier than usual. And he's all excited downstairs, runs down to the kitchen. Dad's down there getting coffee and getting some breakfast together. And the kid's like, Dad, what are we doing? What are we doing? Can we go? And he's like, hey, just give me a little bit. Let me have breakfast. Let me have my coffee. I'm going to read the paper, catch up on some stuff. Kid's like, okay. Minutes pass, maybe 15, 20 minutes pass. And the kid's back tapping on Dad's leg. Dad's sitting there going through some stuff. And he drops the newspaper and he's like, what's going on, son? And he's like, Dad, well, you said a few minutes. He's like, yep. Just, hey, you know what? And the dad takes a page out of the newspaper. And it was this ad, probably for AT&T. I'll pick on them because it's fun. Probably for like AT&T or something. It's this ad, and he pulls it out of the newspaper. And it's a full page ad, and it's basically a picture of the world, of the globe. And the dad tears it up into 22 pieces. If you know, you know. And he hands it to the kid. And he said, here, go put this picture back together like a puzzle. And when you're done, we'll start our day. So the boy grabs it. He's so excited. He carries all the pieces over and he puts it on the coffee table in front of his father. And he's got them all. And he's sorting them. And he's trying to figure out, because it's the globe and it's like water and land. It all looks the same. And he's scrambling to do it as quickly as possible because he just wants to spend time with Dad. And as he's moving the pieces, one of them falls off the table. And it's floating. It's a piece of paper. And it goes under the coffee table. So the young boy climbs under the table. And as he's grabbing the piece of paper, he looks up. And the coffee table is glass. And he can see there's a image on the other side of the paper. And it's a picture of a man. So he's like, huh. So he starts sorting them. He keeps going under the table, figuring out where everything goes. He goes and gets some Scotch tape and he tapes it all together. And he's tapping on his dad's leg. This all happens inside of 4 or 5 minutes. The father thinks that he's bought himself a good 30 minutes. And he's like, what is it, Timmy? And the boy says, Dad, I'm done. And the father, completely uncertain that he could possibly be done with this puzzle that he gave him, folds the paper down and he looks over. And the boy holds it up. It's all taped together. And it's near perfectly put back together, but he has it all in the right spots. The father's thinking, I couldn't have done that fast. How did he do it that fast? And he's like, son, how did you do that quickly? And the boy's like, well, while I was doing it, a piece fell underneath the table And the table being glass, I could see the image on the other side, which was a man. So I decided that I would work it backwards. And I realized when I put the man together, the world fell into place. That's why we have to take care of ourselves. That's why we need to make sure we're doing stuff that creates joy for us. We're working on our schedules, and I hear this all the time. Whether I'm helping you go through your calendar, maybe clean some stuff up, if we're doing do, delegate, dump, and deciding what needs to leave your calendar for good. And I hope you realize if we're on Zoom together or you're sitting in my office right over there and we're having this conversation, when you find 15 minutes that you can pull off your business calendar, you don't have to jam something else in. If you go on the morning news, underneath where it says Morning Quick Start Live, at the bottom it says Facebook Live and YouTube because we're simulcast to Facebook Live and YouTube. But in between there's a hashtag, which I know nobody's doing that anymore. I don't care. I'll be the one. And every year we've changed what that says. And this year it says consistency over intensity. You can't fall on your Nerf sword at the end of the week and say, you know what? I worked 193 hours this week. That's impossible. There's 168 hours. That'll be on the quiz later. And as your coach, that's just dumb. There was a Z in there. D-Z-U-M-B. Dumb. Don't do that. You know what you need to be doing. If you're involved in the pathway with Brittany, if you're involved with Tiffany's 25 and 26, if you're in the middle of Ignite, if you're about to do Bold, we absolutely know what we should be doing. Are we creating time for it? Are we utilizing the baked-in study hall that we call Fight Club, which starts in about 17 minutes? When we tell ourselves we're doing our KW stuff, are we doing our KW stuff? And we're all guilty of it. I got sidetracked yesterday. Way off track from what I wanted to be doing. Because my mornings are precious. Once the afternoon hits, it's all one-on-ones. So anything I'm getting done, I've got to get done in the morning. It's my lead gen time. It's my work on my business time. So that I can work in my business in the afternoon with you. So if you're trying to put that puzzle together, start with you. Are you getting the sleep you need? Are you getting the nutrition you need? The fresh air and activity that you need? Do you feel good when the mask drops from the airplane? Are you putting yours on first so you can take care of everyone else? Or are you just going to do that later? As you know, if you've been in this industry or any industry for that matter, here's some Latin for you. Tempus fugit. Time flies. We're already through the awards ceremony just over a week ago. We're about to go to family. Then it's going to be Red Day. Then it's going to be our summer event. Then we'll be at Mega Camp. Then it'll be Labor Day. Then it'll be don't worry about overloading your schedule. Worry about being purposeful in the moment that you're doing your KW stuff. And when you've done what you need to do, take solace in that. Take a deep breath. Go do something for yourself. Spend time with loved ones. And then do it again tomorrow. We're way too concerned about, have I stacked on enough? As if you being you doing the next right thing consistently isn't enough. And it is. It's that consistency piece. Are you doing what you need to do every day? In a business sense, Monday through Friday. I know you're a realtor. I know you're wide awake. I know you're going to hear people talking about real estate Saturday and Sunday. And those days are for you too. You didn't come here to work 8 days a week. You didn't come here to work 25 hours a day. You didn't come here to make less money. Yet we've fallen into this indentured servancy. Like we have to be constantly doing real estate. Like we've become a caricature of ourselves. Why do we get treated like personal injury lawyers and used car salespeople? Because we created that. We're fighting for the bottom 3 rungs of the ladder as society perceives us. We've done that. You can change that today. You can control your schedule. You can control your bank account. You can control the peace in your head and your heart by doing what you need to do consistently every day, building the schedule that you desire so you can have that life by design. And if that's Ignite for you right now, if that is Pathway to Success with Brittany, or Bold coming up on February 17th, whatever you're looking for, there's a tool that's going to help. Just need you to raise your hand and ask. After Fight Club today, 11 o'clock, the Wealthy Agent webinar with the Matt Erdman. He is the operating principal in Greater Hartford, a phenomenal talent. Great conversations every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. The link for that is in the morning news. And then today at 1 o'clock, we'll do the midday protocol. We'll talk about your interactions and conversations. We'll talk about your appointments and your contracts signed. And we're talking about Brittany Wiest and The Pivot. That's the book we're covering this week in that conversation. If I can help with anything, let me know. It is 603-834-2856. You can also book my face at meetwithcoach.com. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.